But if every time your iPhone beeps or makes a sound and you turn to it and you go, yes, master, how can I serve you today? Then you live in that world of distraction.
Namaste, World Raisers. Sabine and Roger here. Let's watch how to control your mind. Divyansh Abasti asked us to cover this new teacher.
Use this to brainwash yourself. Almost 10 million views. Let's get into it.
So the first thing I learned when I went to the monastery was to learn how the mind works. Because once you know how the mind works, you can control it. And once you can control it, you can focus it. You can't focus or concentrate something you don't understand. When people say to me, life is too busy, I can't simplify. No, it's you don't want to. You have the choice. Nobody's holding a gun to your head saying, you have to associate with these people, you have to do these things. No, you choose to do them. People say this to me all the time. You know, I hang around with entrepreneurs and other people that you and I have met. They've come up with Snapchat. You need to be on Snapchat. I'm like, I don't need to be on Snapchat. I don't care what comes up tomorrow, I'm not going to do it. Because I can't sustain it, right? That's going to take a little bit more of my energy each day. And I only have this much energy, and I need to divide it between all the people and things that I love. Right? Law of thermodynamics states you cannot create or destroy energy, but you can transfer it from one thing to another or transform it from one thing to another. So I can't create more energy, I only have this much. Because come 11 o'clock tonight, I'll be exhausted and ready to sleep. So I got this much, 100%. I need to know where I'm dividing. I always tell entrepreneurs to look at energy the same way they look at money. It's a finite resource that needs to be wisely managed, wisely reallocated, and wisely invested. The average person sleeps, what, 7 to 8 hours, to say, roughly. So we're awake for about 16 hours of the day. Let's just say on average we're practicing it 13 hours a day, 7 days a week distraction. And then you wonder why you're so good at it. That's the law of practice. The law of practice is that we become good at whatever it is we practice. Whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. If you practice something over and over and over again, you become really good at it. And that's why people are so good at distraction, because it's what they practice. And then people say things like, technology are great distractors, right? Smartphones. Oh, I have this thing so distracting, my smartphone. The internet. Are they distractors? I'd like to say no first, and then yes. But mostly no. Technology in itself is not a bad thing. It's actually a beautiful thing, as long as we're in charge of it. But if every time your iPhone beeps or makes a sound and you turn to it and you go, yes, master, how can I serve you today? Then you live in that world of distraction. It's training you to be distracted. But if you actually use technology, then technology is not a bad thing. So how do we become good at concentrating? We start by understanding the mind, right? All of us have a mind. It's the most powerful tool in the world. It built a smartphone, it's put machines that drive itself on Mars. So the first thing I learned when I went to the monastery was to learn how the mind works. Because once you know how the mind works, you can control it. And once you can control it, you can focus it. You can't focus or concentrate something you don't understand. So how does the mind work? From the monk's perspective, from the monk's experience of the mind, there's two things that you need to understand. One is there's awareness, and one is the mind. So I'll take a few moments to explain this to you and share what they are. So imagine awareness as a glowing ball of light, like an orb that can float around. Okay, so that's awareness. Now imagine your mind as a vast space, vast area with many different sections within it. One area of the mind is anger, jealousy, food, sex, happiness, joy, science, art. And this glowing ball of light called awareness can travel within the mind, and it can go to any area of the mind it wants to go to. And when it goes to a particular area of the mind, it lights up that area. When it lights up that area of the mind, you become conscious of it. And this is what happens all day. We allow people and things around us to take awareness from one area of the mind to another all day long, from the time we wake up. And therefore, we become distracted. To be concentrated is to be able to keep your awareness on one thing for an extended period of time. How do we practice this? We practice this by doing one thing at a time throughout the day. What's the best way to develop concentration? The best way to develop concentration is to bring that practice into our everyday life. Look at opportunities throughout your day. In your average day, ask yourself, what's a great opportunity to practice concentration? How many of you have a spouse or partner that you live with? Quite a few of you. Every time you speak with your spouse or your partner, keep that ball of light, that awareness on that person. It drifts away, bring it back. It drifts away, bring it back. The more you practice this, the more you become better at concentration. Give her or him your undivided attention. So if you speak to your spouse for 2 hours a day, what a great opportunity to practice concentration. Every time you speak with your child, practice concentration. Parents come up to me all the time and say, Dandapani, how can I teach my children to concentrate? Very easy. You learn to concentrate first. There's an old saying that goes, monkey sees, monkey do, And if you can't concentrate, you can't expect your child to concentrate. And if you don't teach your children how to concentrate, how can they possibly learn how to concentrate? They can't. The benefits of concentration are endless, right? When you're able to concentrate, you're able to focus all your energy into a single given point. Life is a manifestation of where your energy is flowing. And if you can't concentrate your energy, the things that you want to manifest in your life becomes very, very challenging. So learn to concentrate by doing one thing at a time. Bring this practice into everything that you do throughout the day. Make it a part of your life. Practice, practice, practice. Keep bringing awareness back and keep it focused on one thing at a time.
Yeah, very, very good. Very important topic and highly underestimated, unfortunately.
Yeah, very good teaching there. And it's, and it's, I think it's more designed and, structured for those seeking success in life too, so not generally for spiritual seekers. However, practice. I like how we touched that. Whatever you practice, you're going to become good at. So yeah, spiritual seekers, we know about, meditative practice, and we have our intention in mind and our goals are set. But for the world, even if you're seeking material wealth and gain and success out in the world, yeah, we need to understand the mind, even for those activities, to be, successful in any endeavor. Yeah, and concentration is huge. I like how he described awareness.
Honestly, I didn't quite understand. He was...
Well, it's not like how we understand awareness from, the higher point of view as being spiritual seekers. Yeah, there's always an awareness there, right? So his vision of awareness is for really practical, for regular everyday people, to be in touch of that quality, but I would call it more so like attention, right? So whatever you focus your attention on, yeah, it's going to be backed by the awareness. It's going to be the awareness, funneled into the ball of light he was describing. And then your mind is, a vast empty space, and there's different areas of the mind where you have anger, and guilt, and the different emotions are in different areas of the mind. And then people are distracting you into those, states, right? Depending on how you feel, all of a sudden your awareness is going to be on that state. So yeah, to truly, understand the mind is kind of the path out of that, cycle of being just so led by other people and the outside world affecting you, right? And then being able to channel that mind, eventually you know what the awareness is enough that you can remain fixed single-pointedly on whatever task, is happening. So it reminded me a lot of Alan Wallace's teaching, the attention revolution, right? And because he's a really, really big proponent of the need for concentration, in this world. So I love how Dandapani was saying that if you don't know how to concentrate, how can you expect your kids to? And how are they going to learn, if they're not taught? So, yeah, you imagine if concentration and some of these sort of teachings and techniques were brought into the school system, it would be incredible, right? Because then we would have these young minds, kind of capable of so much more. It'd be like unlocking, genius and capacities that, we probably haven't even seen what the mind is capable yet on this planet. So the mind, concentration, attention, awareness, we need to learn about these things and then practice and then condition our minds, to be in these higher states of more, more regulated in the sense of being more in control. So in control of our mind. So I used to always say that, at a certain point, you get to be the chooser of the thoughts that you allow within the mind. So then there's the mind, which is the ego, psychological mind, mentally constructed. All, Sadhguru calls it, the memory complex. And that's what I'm talking about. But beyond that, once you become more aware, then you're kind of more in control of that ball of energy, right? And then you can decide what sort of, thoughts are allowed within that mind, right? And then you're just way more in control of it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, great teaching. Loved it.
Yeah, very practical. And I like his voice. He was very spoken.
Yeah, very soft-spoken.
Soft-spoken,
yeah. Yeah.
And this seemed to have been an interview at London Real.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I forgot the name of the interviewer, but yeah, we're familiar with London Real a bit.
Yeah, the London Real background. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very cool. So, yeah, it seems like he's very famous and popular. If anybody's ever attended any of his teachings or knows more about him, let us know.
I just want to touch on this at the very end here. It says, if you struggle and have a hard time, consider taking an online therapy session with our partner BetterHelp. I've never seen like an invitation like that at the end of a video, which is very beautiful.
Yeah, very nice. So, yeah, this is a big channel. Be inspired. All sorts of motivational and inspirational videos. I think I have watched a few, but not very many. So thank you. Be inspired. What a incredibly edited video. It was very amazing and beautiful. So if you like this video as much as we did, please hit that like button. Remember to subscribe. It really, really helps the channel. Let us know what you think down in the comments. And remember, raise yourself
and raise the world. Thank you so much, everyone. And a very special thank you to all our members. We love you.
Peace.